all. This is Jaylene with your monthly update. This one is for August of 2025. As you'll notice, it is about the middle of the month, and I'm just recording this today. It is August 12th. I'm recording now because, excuse me, at the beginning of the month, I came down with a very potent, strong virus. And this is the first day, literally, that I've been able to talk without coughing a ton. I'm probably still going to cough as I do this, but without having the majority of the time spent when I try to talk coughing. So, also had terrible brain fog and just felt really awful, actually. So, that's actually going to come into the monthly update. What's going on right now with the microbes, which includes bacteria, viruses, yeasts, and fungi of the planet. So we're going to talk a bit about those, and the Mantis are going to have a very special message about that. But to start, let's address what's going on energetically. We've had incredible amounts of photonic light coming into the planet ever since the solstice. So we passed through the solstice and we made our way all the way to the Lion's Gate. We just passed through the Lion's Gate recently, just a few days ago. And this was really a marker point. It's the halfway point between the solstice and the equinox. That is a very important factor because what happens at that point is that we are crescendoing in light at the solstice, and then we are moving towards the next equalizer, which is the equinox. And on the way there, we get to this midpoint where we have this beautiful alignment with Sirius, with the Pleiades. And in that alignment, we now start our journey towards the equinox. So it's like coming up to a hill and coming down the other side. And certainly energetically speaking, that's what it's felt like. It feels like we have passed through the eye of the needle of the Lion's Gate, and now we're on the other side, and the energy's really shifted. So before the Lion's Gate, it felt like there was a lot of pressure, and it felt like the energy was very high volume and very precise in its path of cutting away old paradigms of thought and structures and boundaries in our thinking and our belief systems that kept us tethered to an old reality. And through that precise cutting, precision is a very important word to use here. The guides were talking about that this morning because they were saying it's really different for every person. The way that you are being, you could say, trimmed, trimmed of old, outdated thinking, trimmed of old, outdated thought paradigms in your field. So the literal structure of the energy field around you, the way that the geometric patterns form around you, those are being brought to the cutting room floor. They're being re-edited so that you can create a new structure, a new reality, and link into new timelines. So along those lines, as we now have the opportunity to link into new timelines, it's time for us to sow some seeds. It's time for us to plant. Normally, this is a time when we think of harvest. August and September are harvest, reaping months. Everything's upside down right now, I'd say, with the energy. Right now, it's a time for planting seeds for growth. And the growth cycle is going to be different for each and every one of us. So for some people, it's going to be a 3-month growth cycle. So you're going to plant and you're going to see blossoms in 3 months, or even potentially less for some of you. But for most of us, we're planting now and we're going to start reaping benefit in November. And when I'm talking about sowing seeds, I'm talking about planting new ideas into your field. I'm thinking you will be visualizing, imagining what it is that you are moving towards becoming. What is it that you already see yourself doing? How do you envision your life? How do you visualize what it is, excuse me, that you want to bring to the world? How do you want to serve? And how can you best serve? And what do you need? What resources do you need to be in service? Because this is not about service and sacrifice. This is a new paradigm of being in service to the collective in which you are fully supported. You are in service, yes, but you are in service and supported at the same time. So these are the seeds that we are planting right now. and they're going to begin to blossom in about the November timeframe, but all through November, December, January, February. So it really depends on your specific astrology, your specific connection to your soul's journey and your soul's path, your specific expression, how easy it is for you to cut away old paradigms of thinking. Um, a lot of different factors go into your specific time frame. We can explore those in a session if that's something you're interested in doing, in a soul alchemy session, and we can get into your specific timeline on expression of the seeds that you're planting right now. But know that this is a very rich time. The soil is rich right now and it's ready for you to plant your seeds. So please take advantage of that. Okay, but in order to take advantage of that and to be in the right kind of frame of mind, in order to do that, we want to be healthy and happy and vibrant. And one thing that is occurring with all of these massive waves of photonic light coming into the planet, we are seeing a lot of activation of our microbial partners in life. And I say partners because truly they are the co-conspirators, they are the companions, and the close associates of the earth. So the earth is very, very much connected because she, of course, is the basis of energy for all of the seen and unseen microbes of the planet. So whether they are bacterial, viral, fungal, protozoan, yeast, or what have you, they live in our bodies and they live all over in the environment around us. So the trillions and trillions of inhabitants of your body that make up your body are really running the show. They control your immune system, they train your immune system, they manage and interact with your hormones and vitamin processing in your body and your immune system. So it's incredibly important that we learn to work in a commensal and communal way with our microbiome, which includes all of the microbes that I listed. So right now, because of all this photonic light coming into the planet, they are becoming very active. So we have to be very mindful of our immune system. I'm a perfect example, excuse me, of taking your eye off the ball of the immune system. So I'm usually really good about doing a lot of daily energy practices and continuing to support my body with different immune enhancing or protective vitamins and minerals. But I've also been traveling a lot lately, and I traveled into a situation in which there were a lot of people around me, so lots of different energies around me. And this happened to coincide with me running out of some of my favorite immune boosting, helpful vitamins and minerals. And so I wasn't able to get them before I left on my trip. And so I just said, I'll be fine. I'll just do my energy practices every day. Well, I got very distracted and I didn't really stick to a great routine. I was pretty close, but not as careful. And I didn't do a lot of energy shielding in an environment in which I was around thousands of people. So because of that, I ended up getting sick. Totally fine. But on the back end of it, there was just a whole preponderance of events that led into my immune system being suppressed from a cortisone shot I had to get because I had a shoulder injury, and that suppressing my immune system coupled with being around a lot of people, and I ended up getting a really strong virus. So let me be the example of what not to do. So make sure that you are taking note. And I have a specific message from the Mantis for us today because they came in during my meditation and they wanted me to share some information that they've shared with me before, but they wanted me to bring it up to all of you today. So I'm going to do that. But before I do that, I want to share with you what I use to protect my immune system. And this is what I ran out of. This is a product that I use. It's called Kyolic Immune Support. It's a little blurry. Sorry, you can't see it very well. I see that it's blurry in the camera. I hope you can make that out. Anyway, it's Kyolic Immune Support. I'm not repping for this company. I'm not getting a kickback or anything. I'm just sharing with you what works for me. So you could either use this or you can use the ingredients in it. And I'm going to tell you what those are. Vitamin C, of course, that one's a no-brainer. Aged garlic, very important. Garlic is very important right now. A blend of mushrooms, and they have shiitake, maitake, um, puria, reishi, and agaricus. Agaricus is really good for the immune system. Astragalus, also amazing. Oregano extract and olive leaf extract. So, oregano oil is one of the other things that I would take. I've been taking a little extra oregano oil in addition to this. So, I like to do that. To really boost my immune system during times when there's a lot of microbial activity, like right now. And the only thing that's not in there that I would also add is vitamin D. Vitamin D is very important. Often I also add in some lysine, but not always. It doesn't feel quite as necessary during these times as some of the other ingredients that are available in the Kyolic supplement. I especially liked the aged garlic. That one feels very, very critical for the immune system. So garlic of any type is really great. And the other thing I would recommend right now is zinc. So zinc, garlic, oregano oil, vitamin D, those are all super important. Let me see if there's anything else that they're bringing in right now. Yes, the other thing they said is a good vitamin B complex, all necessary for your immune system to function well. So that's the recommendation of the guides for this time. And again, if you want specific information for your body and what you're going through right now, you can book a medical intuitive session with me. I've been doing that for years, and I can help you to pinpoint exactly what your body needs, the different vitamins and minerals you need. So a different possibility if you want more structured, specific information for you. But everybody right now needs to protect their immune system because of what's going on. So let me share with you what the Mantis brought in this morning, and I'm just going to dip in for a moment and bring that up to the front of my awareness. Okay, yes. All right. What's very important for you all to understand right now is that in times in which the Earth becomes very activated by photonic solar light that is coming in to her atmosphere, what goes hand in hand with that activation of the earth energy is an activation of her most closest allies. Her closest allies are the microbial communities of the planet, for they carry out all of the work of the planet and indeed make life on this planet possible, starting from our very origins of DNA on this planet in the primordial soup up until the evolution of the biological precursors to mammals, plants, and all other organisms on this planet through the evolution of DNA. There has always been the addition of and the compliance of the microbial communities. And indeed, as mammals evolved, they continued to receive the contribution of many microbial partners in expanding their genomes, going from a very small number of genes and a genome that is only somewhat active to a very active, vibrant, and elaborate genome that you experience today in your bodies. This is largely due to the incorporation of genetic material from viruses and bacteria and other protozoa from the environment. These enable the biological organism to withstand the presence of these microbes in the community. There is a coevolution that occurs with any being that is living in an environment. This is the very reason why when you travel to a new section of the earth and you move into that environment, you will often become ill for the first period of time that you are in this environment. Your body, your microbiome, all the communities that live within you are acclimating to the new members of society, that their society, that they are in the presence of. It is like traveling to any new place where you've got to get to know new people and new community members, and it can take you a moment, and there can be an adjustment period. This is the same for the microbes. And because the microbial cells in your body outnumber the human cells, it makes sense that anytime you travel to a new place, there's an acclimation period. That same acclimation period occurs when you are subjected to increasing levels of frequency and light, such that you are at this time. As you receive, your body acclimates to new frequencies of light. The microbes within you become very active and sometimes agitated. As they become active and agitated, if the conditions are right, if the pH drops, the voltage in your body drops or changes or increases in ways that is out of equilibrium, when that occurs, these microbial communities can shift and change, and there can be increases in populations of some groups that then are recognized by your immune system as being out of balance. So not only are they treated as other, but there is also a mechanism in your immune system that recognizes that different community members are becoming out of balance, that the numbers are too high in the interstitial fluid, in the bloodstream. So as that happens, the body begins to mount an immune response. Your flu-like, cold-like symptoms are the body's mounting this immune response to the presence and the overpopulation of some of these microbial community members, whether they are bacterial or viral. Viruses in particular are very susceptible to activation during periods of high energy. So know that during periods of high energy, such that we are in right now, the cycle we are in right now, that is very important for you to highlight the function of your immune system. This should be done through healing and supportive herbs, through dark green vegetables, through the eating and the drinking of dark green vegetable juices and foodstuffs, and through connection to Earth's energy, cleansing and clearing, doing a process by which you imagine a flush of energy flowing through you, taking Epsom salt baths or swimming in the ocean, and generally having good thought hygiene. All of these factors are very important in maintaining both your immune system health and your body's ability to stay in a low reactivity state. Because there will be many things that will trigger your immune system to spike in its behavior. And what we want to do is keep it in not a suppressed state, but in a neutral reactivity state, so that it is not being overreactive and that your body doesn't move into a mode of flu-like symptoms, cold symptoms when it is unnecessary. When there is an overactivation with the viruses that are already living in your body, sometimes we become exposed to things, and other times we're just activating what is already there. Because again, viruses live within our genome. They're always present. At different times, they begin replicating and creating more of themselves within the genome when the conditions are right. And so, yes, you can be exposed to something outside of the body, but very often we are merely activating something that is already present in the body. And so know that as long as you are taking precautionary steps, you're staying as balanced as possible energetically, and you are caring for yourself with the different herbs, minerals, and vitamins mentioned previously, and taking care of your energy environment, that you can sail through these times with relative abundant health, with a keen sense of your environment without your environment overwhelming you. You're all evolving from a state of polarity, a fixation upon polarity, a system of thought, a way of being, and many timelines of separation, of contrast. You are evolving into higher frequency bands. And as you do, you will begin to experience more and more continuity, less and less separation, more intentional, prescriptive by you outcomes of reality. Your health is no exception to this. You will begin to understand that you play a key role in the health outcomes. You are no longer subjected to a health outcome that you are not a part of. And indeed, you've always been a part of your health outcome, but now we are moving into a far more intentional expression of our health. So, as you move into this new space of expression, remember that optimal health comes through optimal mindset, through optimal energy connection, and through tracking with the increases in frequency that are available to you right now on your planet. So continue to stay in alignment, continue to give your body high vibrational vitamins, minerals, and foods to keep you at that high frequency alignment. And take care of rinsing and washing the body when necessary with the protective waters. Epsom salt baths, salt waters, mineral waters, if you can access a mineral bath. Very important, very helpful. All right. We thank you for listening, and we look forward to connecting with you again. Okay, great. Glad that we could connect with them today. I haven't had them on a video for quite a while, and it's always fun to connect with their energy. Love it. Okay, so along that lines, I mentioned about how we are in such an intentional period time right now. So along those lines, and sowing seeds for what is going to flower and blossom in the next 3 to 6 months for you. Remember that you really want to stay in a space of visualization of what is to come, of imagination, and of positive thought processes where your future is concerned. Remember that you've already created where you want to be. You've already experienced that. It's already happened. All you're doing with the visualization and the imagination and the thinking and the intention is creating energy threads to that place that already exists. So you are just giving your energy directions. It's like an airplane landing strip. You're lighting the way to land where you know you're already headed to. So make it easy for your body, make it easy for your existence to get there by continually laying the groundwork for that to happen each and every day through your visualizations, through your positive thought processes, through taking care of your body, taking care of your energy field, making sure your health is in good standing, making sure that your energy is in good standing with all of the things that we've mentioned here today. All right, thanks so much for listening. Apologies for the late update, but thanks for hanging in there with me, and look forward to seeing you again in September. I'll also be sending out a newsletter with more information and for latest updates of things to come. One thing that is happening this month is that there's a sale going on for my February Mexico retreat. I'm very excited about this. It's in a beautiful seaside town called Chicala, Mexico, and I'll be there with a wonderful group of women. We'll have a special guest, Denise Sutter, there to teach mandala making. And I'll be offering all of my sound healing, sound baths every day, swimming in the ocean. And we have an amazing body worker, Angel Franco, there with us, who will be offering massages and energy work to everyone that's there. And he is phenomenal. So if you want more information, you can go to my website to find out about the Mexico retreat, and $200 off for anyone who signs up by the end of this month. So go check that out at jaylenetracy.com under retreats, and look forward to connecting with you all again very soon. All right, bye for now.